My dream was to open, I would say, if you would have spoken to me a couple of years ago or 3 years ago, I would have said my dream is to open a fine dining restaurant where I could serve a tasting menu and people just come in and they just trust the chef and they want to just have a blind tasting and that's what I want to do eventually. And this is the journey. This is the path I feel, and this is something I can turn into a business and make it big. And it's not just if it's a fine dining, then I'm only feeding a very small group of people every day, or in a month, or in a year. Whereas if I have something like Gully, I'm feeding way more people, and then eventually I can open up my fine dining where I, focus on the fine dining aspect. My name is Nalin. I'm a chef and an owner at the moment for a ghost kitchen. I launched my brand in February last year, and it's been doing well. People are liking our food, and I always wanted to expand. I wanted to come out of that ghost kitchen concept and open a sit down restaurant where I can showcase my food like on a plate, on a table with some drinks, create like a family style environment. And that's what I want to do. So we're heading to my new restaurant, and I'm getting the keys for it. Are you excited? Very excited. Been looking down for this day for a really long time, scouting for locations and finally found a location. So really excited. Gully Boys is something, it's true to the heart, I would say, because Gully translates to street in Hindi, and I named it Gully Boys. The name actually also comes from a movie. So my wife Natasha, she's a big fan of Ranveer Singh, who's this big Bollywood star, and he came in this movie called Gully Boy, and from there we got this idea. Why don't we like use the name Gully Boy and make it Gully Boys, and we serve like street style Indian food, something that is close to our heart. Food has always been like my it is something that attracted me even as a kid. Like my grandparents used to take me out to eat, and I was always curious about food. Uh, Everybody, like all the women in India, like my women in my family, they cook so well, and all the family meals were very exotic or very grand. And I would always ask them about food. And I think in my initial years, I kind of developed my uh, interest and taste for food. And then I would start learning recipes and started cooking when I was in sixth grade. And I think by the time I was in eighth or ninth grade, I decided that this is what I want to continue doing, and uh, wanted to become a big chef one day. So for Gully, what I wanted to do is, so I come from a fine dining background, but Gully is nowhere close to that. What I wanted to do is casual, good food uh, in a bar style environment, and then just expanding this restaurant where we can have multiple locations of it. So it's going to be good, simple food in a bar setting with good cocktails. Before this, I've been working in the industry for the last 9 years. Uh, it was really challenging in the beginning because there were so many aspects about a business that I had no clue about. And I didn't know who to ask. People who are in the industry, they're usually like all my old chefs and restaurant owners. It's not like they're always busy. It's not like I can uh, ask them to babysit me and teach me each and every aspect of the business. So I had to like explore my own journey. So there are things about like accounting, about taxes, about payroll, about staffing that I had no clue about. But I learned eventually. And then I feel like when you're a small business owner, you do everything for the business, be it like HR or marketing, and you're thinking about the brand. Then you're also working and being a restaurateur, you're also like washing dishes, you're cooking, you're talking to the customer. So you're the face for the business. You're doing everything. You're doing everything. Yes. Get some experience. Like don't just come in and work in a restaurant. 1 year later, decide to open up a restaurant. There's so many nitty gritties that you need to know about. There's so much about food, about like purchasing raw product, about the market that you need to know about. So I would say people need to work in the industry in good restaurants under good chefs, under good leaders to understand the business before they start something of their own. We made our food a little more approachable in the sense when you think about it as a concept. So we are serving Indian food in a bowl, a burger, or a wrap concept or a format where it's approachable for people who are trying Indian food for the first time. So they're familiar with the idea of a wrap or a burger or a bowl, and it gives you the liberty to kind of build your own burger or build your own bowl. And I feel like that is something that people are used to now. At the end of the day, I love the hospitality aspect of it. I love when people walk into a restaurant and they go out with an amazing experience and with a smile, and they're happy, and they go and recommend people about this restaurant. So I mean, it's just a small things, like small things that make you happy, and that's all. It's making people happy with your food and service. My wife's been really supportive. My family's been really supportive. Everybody is actually a little more excited than I am about this project. I'm a bit more nervous, versus my wife and my family are more excited for me, and they have faith in me. I hope I prove them right. So it's fun. I mean, and I also have a baby on the way, so we're expecting a kid in. Thank you. So we're expecting a kid in end of April, early May, 2023. So it's going to be two different journeys in the same year. I'm excited. I do private catering events. So what I offer is I would go to somebody's place or their cottage or like an event, and I would be doing live cooking in front of them or in their kitchen. And the best part about that is each menu is different, each uh, catering is different. I've done different cuisines. Some cuisines I've never done before. Like I've done a Middle Eastern tasting menu. I've done an Indian French inspired tasting menu. I've done an Italian tasting menu. And some of these are really fancy. Like there's no price limit. There is no uh, like we use the best of the best products available, using like the best Japanese beef, caviar, truffles from Italy, and that kind of stuff. And that kind of keeps me going, because that's pretty much like fine dining in a house setting. Right, and I feel like that's kind of the future of fine dining too, especially because after COVID, people are really comfortable of having a dinner or a service in their own space. I've been exploring a lot about Indian food these days, and so Indian food is like India obviously is a big country, and the food changes every like 100 kilometers. So what for people who live in Canada or in North America or outside of India, Indian food just limits to like curries and naan bread and like biryani and all that kind of stuff. But there there are so many other things. There are so many states. There are so many cuisines or food or ingredients that even I don't know about, and I'm all learning about that. So I keep watching recipes and videos online, and yeah, so it's fun to learn about different cuisines. So Indian cuisine is something I'm like really looking forward to in the next few years. I think food is what motivates me. Like, I, apart from just like eating in like small restaurants or like eating at your home or cooking, it's just the aspect of sitting in a place, eating, drinking, and having a great time. And when I walk into a restaurant, I like observe everything. I observe the service. I observe the kind of cutlery and the plates they're using, their cocktails, their food, and everything. And when people are doing something out of the norm or something exciting or something new, that really motivates me. It's like, oh my God, these guys came up with something so cool. Why didn't I think of that? And that's something that motivates me, because like there's so many amazing, amazing restaurants in the world, and the kind of things they do, the kind of food they're showcasing right now, and the kind of service they're giving, it's just exceptional. And if we can every day just get a little closer to that, that'll be perfect. In my family, I would say my uncle, like my mamu is a term you say for your mom's brother. Like he is a big mentor in my life. In my industry, like my chef, my old chef Derek, he's been a big mentor. He's taught me. I've worked with him for the last 7 years, and he has taught me like a shit ton. Like most of the food I know right now is through him. Hey, it's going, guys.